Hey everybody, what's going on? Justin Hawkins here from Hawkins House of Horror, where horror is not a hobby, but a lifestyle. So hope everybody's having a great day today. Now I wanted to get this video out to you guys so I can rank Michael Myers. That's right, I'm going to be ranking the actors who portrayed Michael Myers throughout the franchise. Now there are a lot of people out there that think there was only one actor who played Michael Myers throughout the franchise, and that could not be farther from the truth. Reality is there was a huge handful of actors who portrayed Michael Myers. In all the films, minus Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, because that had nothing to do with Michael Myers, there has been a total of 9 actors, not including stunt doubles, technically 10, not including stunt doubles, who actually portrayed Michael Myers. And those are who I'm going to be focusing on and ranking in this video, so let's get to it. Starting in at number 10, Brad Loree. Brad Loree is who played Michael Myers in Halloween Resurrection. And I'm sorry, Brett, my best friend in the world, Brett, thinks Resurrection hung the moon. I can't stand that movie. Halloween Resurrection is the only movie that you could tear to shreds, throw it down the garbage disposal, piss on it, and hit the garbage disposal button, and I would be fine with that. No, I will say, when I'm watching Halloween Resurrection, I will watch it in a marathon of the Halloween movies, Halloween time, just because it is part of the franchise, unfortunately. But that movie was absolute garbage. The mask was absolute garbage, the plot, everything. I just couldn't stand it. Including Brad Loree, I don't think he did a great job. He's actually the only Michael Myers who I don't think did good. I just didn't like the way he moved. His mask was horrible, which isn't his fault, but I just didn't really care for Brad Loree in Halloween Resurrection. Now ranking in at number 9, Chris Duran in H2O. Now H2O was a good movie. However, the masks were garbage, which once again is not their fault. When the masks sucked, there's actually like 4 different masks in H2O, and they were all complete garbage. The worst, obviously, was the CGI one, which that should have never existed, but unfortunately, it really does exist, which is embarrassing for the franchise. But Chris Duran did all right. I just didn't like the way that he moved. I didn't like how he got his ass kicked by Jamie Lee, and he just kind of took it like a bitch. I don't know. I just didn't really care for the way that Chris Duran portrayed him. So ranking in at number 8 is going to be Don Shanks from Halloween 5. Now this is where they start to get better. I think Don Shanks did an alright job. He kind of stepped up the game a little bit over Brad Loree and Chris Duran, but he still didn't do fantastic. The mask, once again, wasn't the greatest. Now I will say the Thorn Trilogy 4 and 5, I actually really like those movies. Danielle Harris was fucking incredible. Even as a little child like that, she stole the show from all the adult actors in those 2 movies, including Don Shanks. So that being said, ranking at number 7 is going to be George P. Wilbur from Halloween 4, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Now George P. Wilbur, as you'll see, is actually one of my favorites. I think he's amazing. They did kind of ruin some things though. The mask wasn't the greatest, and the shoulder pads they had on underneath his coveralls, like what the hell was that? And he did kind of move like a brain dead zombie through there where he's getting shot and stabbed and stuff. Like I just didn't really care for the way that he moved sometimes, but most of the time he did pretty good overall given the situation that he was in. Now ranking in at number 6, and this is kind of unfair, but I'm going to rank Aaron Armstrong in number 6. Now a lot of people out there are probably saying, who's Aaron Armstrong? Well, if you've seen the new Halloween Kills, that 1978 flashback scene in the beginning was Aaron Armstrong. That actually was not James Jude Courtney who played him. They got Aaron Armstrong to play him, so he moved differently, kind of, moved a little bit like he was younger, and it worked. It really paid off. It really did. That flashback sequence, I'll tell you what, I was born in 1992, so I was not born in 1978, but sitting there in that theater when I first saw that flashback sequence, that nostalgia to it, just the way they did that, the way Aaron Armstrong portrayed Michael Myers, I felt like I was in the year 1978, in Haddonfield, in the Michael Myers household, with Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis. It was just amazing. The way that they took that guy and made him just like Donald Pleasance was phenomenal. Everything. That was just, they couldn't have done that scene, that 10-15 minutes any better. So that's why I am ranking Aaron Armstrong here. Unfortunately, he's number 6 because he only had 10-15 minutes to prove himself when the other guys had at least one whole movie. But I'll tell you what, in that 10 to 15 minutes, Aaron Armstrong, you definitely proved yourself, and I would love to see a lot more from Aaron Armstrong. Now ranking in at number 5, Dick Warlock from Halloween 2. Now, Halloween 2 holds my favorite mask of the whole franchise of all time, and you will see that when I get to my mask ranking video. My all-time favorite mask is the Blood Tear mask from Halloween 2 towards the end when he's got the blood tears running down the mask. Absolutely amazing. And I will say, Dick Warlock, what a great guy. I met him at Texas Frightmare a couple weekends ago. Couldn't be a nicer guy. Just a fantastic person. I talked to his wife for literally a half hour in line. She was a sweetheart. But I'll tell you what, he did a damn good job at portraying Michael Myers. Some people say he moved like a robot, and at sometimes he kind of did, like when he was busting through the hospital door. But it also kind of made it seem like he was on a mission, and you just couldn't take him down. You just couldn't hurt him. So I will say Dick Warlock ranks in at number 5. Now, number 4, this is where stuff starts to get very hard. And I'm going to get shit on for this, and I know that big time. But number 4, I'm going to go ahead and rank in Nick Castle. Now, before everybody starts throwing a big whole fit, Nick Castle is the shape, and Nick Castle will always be the shape. I love Nick Castle. He's the OG Michael Myers. But the way he moved and stuff just kind of, to me, I like to have Michael Myers where he has a little bit of supernatural tint to him, you know, like where he's human, but he's not. You know, he's almost superhuman. And the way that he moved and everything just seemed like a human to me, except for that part where he just lifted him up with one arm, pinned him against the wall, and just stabbed him to the wall. And then, of course, he did that famous head tilt. So don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Nick Castle. He did a bang-up job, absolutely phenomenal. But I just think that there was 3 guys that just did it at least a little bit better. So that's why I have him at number 4. Now, number 3, George P. Wilbur, his second go around in Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Now talk about turning up the thermostat. That is what George P. Wilbur did. Going from 4 to 6, he had a chance to really redeem himself, and holy shit did he. Curse of Michael Myers was phenomenal. I absolutely loved that movie. There was a couple weird things to it, but overall, I loved the mask, and I really loved George P. Wilbur. He was in a mission in that movie. He was almost power walking, like he was just on a mission to kill. Brutal Michael Myers. This is where, to me, this is one of the first Michael Myers that was actually really brutal, and you could just tell, just really, really could not wait to kill. Especially at that point where Jamie Lloyd is on that piece of farm equipment. And don't even get me started on that. The way that they couldn't cough up the dough to get Danielle Harris back, and they had to pay somebody to replace Danielle Harris, which you could never do. So they had to kill her off in the opening couple scenes. But that point where she is on that piece of farm equipment and Michael reaches his hands out, George P. Wilbur, and you're thinking, wow, Michael Myers is actually showing some sympathy because he's, thinks he's related to her. So she reaches her hands out, and what does George P. Wilbur do? Shoves her even further onto that farm equipment, like, die, bitch, die. And it was just absolutely amazing. That he was just, like I said, he was on a mission to kill throughout that movie. So that's why he ranks in at number 3. Now, my top 2 picks, this is where shit got really hard, and it actually changed since Halloween Kills. Because Tyler Mane is going to rank in at number 2 now. And I will tell you, Tyler Mane has been my number 1 for a long time. Probably since 2007. Because for those of you who don't know, Tyler Mane is who played Michael Myers in both of Rob Zombie's Halloweens. Now, I love Rob Zombie, and I'm going to catch a lot of shit for this because I love Rob Zombie. I love Rob Zombie's movies. Most importantly, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. I love his Halloween franchise. I will say, Halloween 2, yes, it had some kind of weird stuff. I could have done without that white horse mother dream sequence shit. But other than that, I thought that franchise was phenomenal. And Michael Myers has never been more of a badass, cold-blooded, psychotic killer ever. Tyler Mane was phenomenal, and he has been my number 1 for a long time. Even when 2018 came out, James Jude Courtney, yes, he was phenomenal. He did fantastic, but he was still under Tyler Mane. Then Halloween Kills came out, and that's when shit changed. Because I will tell you what, I was blown away with Aaron Armstrong's 10-15 minutes in that movie. But James Jude Courtney, holy fuck, he was absolutely brutal. And I know I heard him talking in interviews saying, oh yeah, I'm more brutal than ever. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, we'll see. Well, we did see, and he really was. I'll tell you, a couple of my favorite parts there was in that beginning where he goes to the neighbor's house when Lori's house is on fire. They smell her smoke. They're flying the drone. He's in the other room. And how does he kill those people? He rips that old man right through that window, and then he goes in. He naps that fluorescent light bulb, snaps it out of the fixture, smashes it, and stabs it right through her neck. And she's just laying there choking on her own blood, couldn't speak, but she was just dying, bleeding out slowly with that light bulb hole through her neck. And he had her husband laying on his stomach up on the counter, and he's just reaching over, taking a knife, looking at the knife, looking at her, stab it into his back. Then he'd reach back, get another knife, check out the knife, stab it into his back, kind of look at him, tilt his head a little bit, grab another knife, check it out, stab it into his back again. And she's just watching this whole thing play out, and he's just killing them both slowly like they're just toys to him. Because at that point, that's what humans are to Michael Myers, the toys. He was just a cold-blooded, crazy killer. He had so many brutal kills in that movie, and if you have not seen that movie, you need to watch it. And if you have only watched it a couple times, go watch it again, because James Jude Courtney is #1. And it is going to take a lot to change that. And I think he's going to do a phenomenal job in Halloween Ends. But after this movie, we'll see what happens with the Halloween franchise, because they say it's going to be done. But I think it's never going to be done, though. It'll be years down the road probably, but we'll see Michael Myers again. But for now, I'm just pumped for Halloween Ends. But all right, everybody. Now, the most important thing is I want to see how you guys rank the actors who portrayed Michael Myers. So please let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what video I should do next. Should it be another Halloween video, ranking the masks, or which movies are my favorite? Should I go to a different franchise? What would you guys like to see and be part of? So let me know in the comments below, and I will see everybody later. Have a great day.